JRTV is back with the NASCAR Winston Cup Series after its first off week. We are back at the Texas World Speedway in College Station, Texas for the Pennzoil 400, the 8th race of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series 2003 season. And it's great to be back in the booth with Trey Bardo after his injury just a few weeks ago. He's back, ready to go, ready to call the action here at the Texas World Speedway. And Trey, what a race you come back to. This is always a fan favorite, a driver favorite race on the season. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot of what we've seen in the past here at Texas World with some crazy racing, some big drafting runs, and maybe a record too.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back in this booth, and you're right. I'm absolutely thrilled to come to a racetrack like this, Joe, where we've seen so many I don't call them historic moments, scary moments, fun moments, sad moments. What else am I missing there?
Every moment you can imagine. Texas World has had in the past. That's just how historic of a racetrack it is. And for one driver in this field, it means just a little bit more than everyone else. And that man is starting in 4th place, Anthony Hernandez. Not only, Trey, is it his home track right here at the Texas World Speedway, but it's his sponsors' home race as well. Pennzoil, their headquarters, right down the road in Houston, Texas. They sponsor the race. It's the Pennzoil 400. What more motivation could there be for Anthony Hernandez to go out there and win this race here today?
Is it motivation or is it pressure?
Both.
I don't know. I think we definitely both know that he can get it done in that number one car, but the question is luck going to go his way?
That is luck is everything here at the Texas World Speedway. Last season he had a very good car, but it didn't hold on late. It was actually his teammate Eli Bright that came up late and ended up stealing the victory, but Hernandez did lead some laps, ran up at the front all day long. We'll have to see if the one car does that a little bit better this season to get it done in not only his home race, but his sponsor's home race as well. And we'll watch for the man starting in 7th place, Brett Sierra. Sierra took over the points lead at Martinsville with a very good run there, finishing second to teammate Keegan Thompson. And Trey, I think it's safe to say Hendrick Motorsports is back this season. Sierra on top in points. He has 2 wins this season. Keegan Thompson, winner at Martinsville, got his first victory since 2001. Hendrick has 2 of their 4 cars visiting victory lane, 1 on top in the points, and Brett Sierra starting well today could end up extending that points lead if he stays at the front all race long.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like all it took was one ownership swap, and it seems like they're back to back to where they were beforehand a couple years ago. And I mean, their owner's been really quiet, but I mean, I think it just goes to show you that he's been really hitting the books and focusing on what this team needs.
You almost have to wonder with Jordan Edwards, his experience with not only, now the ownership side, but his experience with driving a race car, knowing what a race car would probably need to go fast. That has to help, you would have to think, in terms of owning a team, knowing what goes into the driving aspect, but now also you get the ownership aspect, and you kind of mingle the two, and I think it could lead to a lot of success for Hendrick Motorsports down the road, especially this season.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm not going to be surprised if we see them get multiple wins this season and continue to go on a hot streak and be championship contenders again.
We'll have to see if Zidell and Strickland can join their teammates as winners. Zidell starting inside the top 15 here today on that 24. Strickland has to come from further back. His qualifying result, not all that great. Starts outside of the top 35 here today. We'll see if Strickland can move through the field at number 48 to get it done in that low Chevrolet. We'll take a look at some of the track facts here for the Texas World Speedway. It's a beautiful day. Mostly clear skies, 76 degrees. There's a little bit of wind out there, though, so watch out for that. We'll have to see if that 7 miles an hour wind will affect these drivers as they go through these very fast high-speed corners. This race will be 40 laps long, 80 miles in length. The field window, they can go just past the midpoint, 22 to 26 laps, but watch for when they pit. That's when we've seen some of the accidents during these races the last 2 seasons. Also, high banks here at the Texas World Speedway. It's only 2 miles long, but it has the biggest banking of any of the 2-mile tracks we go to. 22 degrees of banking in the turns, 12 degrees on the front stretch, and only 5 degrees on the back stretch. They will be hauling through the corners with that big banking in that draft. We'll have to see what the speeds reach and just how chaotic it could be in the pack. And also watch out for this stat here at the Texas World Speedway. The last 7 Texas World races have had 7 different winners. We'll have to see if we can make it 8 for 8. There's only 3 past Texas World winners in the field here today. Keegan Thompson from 2000, Tim Gary from 2001, and Eli Bright from last season. We'll see if one of those 3 can become the first repeat winner since 8 races ago, or if we'll get our 8th different winner in 8 races here at the Texas World Speedway. Everyone's excited to get going here in College Station, Texas. Let's go down trackside, fire the cars up for the 8th race of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series 2003 season.
Drivers, start your engines!
42 engines come to life here in College Station, Texas to do battle in the 2003 Pennzoil 400 here at the Texas World Speedway. We've talked about the different winners in the past at Texas World. Well, the last 2 races here at Texas World have produced first-time winners, Tim Garrett and Eli Bright. The man starting in second place, Trey, the highest driver to start this race without a victory. It's Hunter Reed in the 45. Can he join that list of first-time winners at Texas World and make it 3 straight at this track with 3 first-time winners?
You remember his rookie season, right?
Yep.
He was an absolute unit, was he not?
He was very good.
And honestly, if he gets a win here, I would not be surprised. I mean, this guy just seems like once he gets up front, he doesn't drop back.
Well, he finished 10th in this race last season. If he can improve 9 spots, he can join the winners list in the Winston Cup Series. And then the second highest driver in this race that has not yet won in the Winston Cup Series, a great qualifying result for Jason Albert, starting in 5th place in that Chip Ganassi Racing Target Dodge. We'll have to see, Trey, can Albert find a way to victory lane in a team which has really struggled in the first 7 races of this season?
Yeah, definitely. I know a lot of people were surprised to see this 41 starting inside the top 5, and we'll have to see if he has that race pace, and if he does, Joe, he might be one to look out for.
And also watch a few rows back, Angel Gutierrez in the 14 for AJ Foyt Racing starts inside the top 10 in 10th place. That could be a quiet sleeper. We'll have to see how he races in race trim. The pace car is in, and the driver at the front, Roush Racing, Zachary DeLello, has not had the best of starts this season, but he's the only Roush car to start inside the top 10 today from pole position. His teammate, Keyshawn Merchant, at the back of the grid in 42nd as the green flag waves in the Pennzoil 400 here at Texas World. Well, Trey, it didn't take long. We are 3 wide, about 5-6 rows deep as they race off into 3 and 4. Hunter Reed got clear in second place by DeLello. The whole pack scatters behind them as they race off 4 for the first time, catching up to full speed. DeLello's going to lead the first lap, Reed right behind him, but it's chaos from third on back.
You sound surprised by that they're already 3 wide everywhere.
Well, they're 4 wide now.
4 wide now.
Nolan Lawrence, Mathis Wells go right to the bottom lane, trying to make ground up, but that's forcing some drivers like DeLello, or excuse me, like Rando and Jericho into tight positions. But one of the wall and around they're going to go. Hard lick for Mathis Wells. Jericho, his teammate Riley Spurgeon, one of the top runners in points. Evan Hunter, another one involved. Matthew Burnett, Keegan Thompson, and Jude Martinelli. Cars scattered on the back straightaway. The yellow flag is out, and that one was coming from a mile away.
Were they 5 wide for a second?
I think that's...
They don't look like they were trying to push 5 wide.
I think they were 5 wide. That's what caused it. Matthew Burnett got caught up. So did Matt as well, as he took probably the hardest hit of all. Keegan Thompson, winner at Martinsville. A lot of momentum on the side there, but that momentum's gone. Riley Spurgeon, to his disastrous run of races continues. Might drop further down in the points. Jay Randall got caught up. Jude Martinelli had a great qualifying result, was racing up inside the top 10. He's involved. We saw Chris Jericho bounce off a few cars at the 18. He got involved as well. It was chaos, and I think Evan Hunter as well in the 36 got some damage. Hunter does have the front end punched in, and so Kukulon has some damage as well in the 29 car.
Yeah, this was, yeah, I think, I agree with you, Joe. I think we saw that coming from a long ways out here. Do you have some strategy going on?
Well, I'm trying to wonder, did the one get damaged in that? He was right around the crash. Did Anthony Hernandez, the hometown hero, get caught up, or is this a strategy call? It looks like the right side is caved in a little bit, but I think he definitely could have been a lot worse off than where he is right now.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know if it's going to affect that much. His team might be able to get that buffed out a little bit there, and I don't think it'll put that one car at too big of a disadvantage compared to like some of these other guys like the 18 or that 20. But yeah, we'll have to see what they do.
Yeah, that was just not a good wreck for Roush there. They had 2 cars involved. Both Joe Gibbs' cars were involved. I mean, this was bad for Joe Gibbs Racing, who's already not had a great start to this season compared to, their previous 2 seasons. Jericho's down in points, right around 20th place. Mathis Wells is, while he's up there in points, he really hasn't shown the big flashes of brilliance, and already the one off pit road, and I think that thing looks good as new.
I think it looks perfectly fine.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if Fernandez can try and come back through the field as other cars are coming off pit road with that damage, getting all the repairs they can here at the Texas World Speedway. Chaos early on as they tried to go 5 wide off turn number 2, and it erupted on the back straightaway with a multi-car accident here in the Pennzoil 400 at the Texas World Speedway. Lap 2, and the chaos starts already as they're 4 and 5 wide here. Keegan Thompson and some of these others. But then up in front, Hernandez smacks the wall. So does Riley Spurgeon, but forces the 18 down into the 10. The 97's already spinning off the 5, and as you mentioned, Trey, Mathis Wells took one heck of a hit into the concrete right there.
Oh, my goodness.
His teammate Jericho as well took a very similar hit. And then as the 18 hits with the 28, they come down to the 97, then back up into Spurley Tube and Kukulon and Burnett and Evan Hunter. Look at Tim Gary right down the apron getting through, but then the track is clogged. Everyone's slamming on the brakes. Great job by Colin Lewis missing, Sarah Kirchner, Eli Bright, Luke Rennie, the 88, missing his teammate as well. There was a lot of more cars that could have gotten involved in this that just found a way through on the outside lane.
This could have been a lot bigger, but luckily, I feel like a lot of the spotters kind of saw this one starting to develop a little bit, so they might have told their drivers, be a little cautious here, guys, coming off a 2, and there was good reason for that.
Yeah, maybe some spotters were saying, just lay off the pack here. You'll get a few spots in just a few moments. But as mentioned, multi-car accident here off turn number 2. We'll take a look at this wreck from a few more angles, just show everything that occurred here in this first accident of the day. Well, Trey, hold your breath for this camera angle. Watch as it all unfolds right in front of the stationary camera in the backstretch.
Oh, my goodness. Joe, it's not a good wreck when both of your cars, referring to the 20 and the 18, are up in the air.
Yeah.
I don't think you had that down on the to-do list as an owner or drivers or crew chiefs or anyone.
Jake Goway's not going to be the happiest. And, man, it's just been a rough start to the season, as mentioned, for that team. They haven't scored a victory yet, and Mathis Wells really carrying the banner. Chris Jericho only has one top 10 on the season. That was his second place at Riverside. Mathis Wells has been performing decently, but not the race-winning speed. And here today, both their cars are out of the running before it even started, just 2 laps in, and it caused that accident. We'll take a look from an onboard of Anthony Hernandez, the one hitting the outside wall, but that was the only contact he made. He just missed the rear bumper of this number 20 of Mathis Wells. And on board the hometown hero, Anthony Hernandez off turn 2. He's going to hit the wall, fall back into the chaos, but just misses. Mathis Wells in front. First accident of the day.
You think you know how big the wreck is truly behind him?
He's looking in his rear view right now and saying, thank God I'm not back there. Anthony Hernandez still in it to win it here at Texas World. You're going to have to beat Zach DeLello, who's still the leader from pole position. Coming back to the green flag here at the Texas World Speedway, Zachary DeLello from pole position has led every lap so far in the Pennzoil 400. Hunter Reed right behind him, right where he started in second place. The points leader, Brett Sierra, he could see that points lead get a lot bigger today as both Hunter and Spurley got caught up in that wreck. Sierra is now in third place. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. is up in fourth. And how about the start for Nolan Lawrence up inside the top 5 now? Justin Atkins is now in 6th place. Remember, won just 2 races ago at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Jason Albert right about where he started in 7th place. Great start for Roberto Crown Jr. He missed the crash. He's up to 8th place. Remember, his teammate Hunter Reed is up there inside the top 5. Then Tim Gary, winner here 2 years ago, is in 9th. And Justin Zedell has not won since 2000. Maybe we could break it today. He's inside the top 10. Jordan Stout trying to pick up with that momentum left off at Martinsville. He's 11th, and watcher Evan Hunter has damage in that 36. How will he go on this restart? Can they get by? Zachary DeLello led every lap so far as they come down to the restart zone to take the green flag, and we're back going. Pretty good jump for those 2 behind DeLello, who kind of spun the tires a little bit, but it looks like the 45 checked up. Now the 25 moving low. Brett Sierra for 2nd place.
There's always one bad thing about having a really good start behind the leader. Is that you can't make a move unless it's to the outside.
Yep, and you're not going to the outside here at Texas World. That is the opposite of where you want to be. As they race off 2, all 42 cars still out on the racetrack, no one to the garage. So that means some of those damaged cars like Wells in the back are going to see so slow. 18, 29, they're already off the pace. If we stay under the green flag, they will definitely be lap traffic for these race leaders to try and negotiate. And so far, Trey, with the draft, Evan Hunter looks like he's staying up to pace. That number 36, he's actually making moves on the restart.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see how he does. He's got his, I guess you could say, his car and his teammate right there below him too.
Yeah, Tim Gary trying to make some moves 3 wide out with Fitzwater in the middle, and up top it's Hunter Reed as they race through 1 and 2. It's just weird here at Texas World where the bottom doesn't really have the grip. If you're all the way down low, it's hard to make it work if you're 3 wide. So watch for that throughout the day if you're, 3 wide. See, even Nolan Lawrence, who was beside Brett Sierra, but took him all the way until 3 and 4 to finally clear that number 25. And here comes Justin Atkins, and how about Roberto Crown Jr.? Absolute flyer of a start. Roberto Crown Jr. up inside the top 5 and looking for more as they race down to turn number 1, pushing Justin Atkins, trying to get himself to 4th place.
We're going to see what he can do here. He's going to ride right behind that 30 as we have a pass for the lead on the inside. Joe, one of your cars making a move He's going to get to the inside. I don't think he's going to have that much of a run, though.
They're going to stay door to door all the way down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4, just deadlocked together, racing off into turns 3 and 4. Lawrence on the inside. On the outside, Zach DeLello, the pole sitter, looking to try and keep the lead, but won't be able to do it. Mark it down his lap 9, the first lead change of the day. Nolan Lawrence comes by. He'll lead the first lap of his day for 5 bonus points, but here comes DeLello right back. Got the run off the top of 3 and 4, back down to the end of the 19, racing off into turns 1 and 2, trying to take it right back from Nolan Lawrence, and here comes Hunter Reed back on his teammate Richard Crown Jr. for 3rd place.
Got to be careful on the outside. You could always compromise yourself here. As you can see, the 43 lost a spot. Don't know if he's going to get to the inside. Did someone hit the wall in the back?
It was Zachary Fitzwater Sr. that just scraped the wall, where Richard Crown Jr. got the run, looks back to the inside of his teammate, Hunter Reed in the 45. Tim Gary, and how about Lathan Strickland? He just moved Gary up. He had to let out the gas in the 10 or else he was going to cause a crash. But Lathan Strickland from the back of the field started about 39th place. Strickland is up inside the top 5 of that number 48 Lowe Chevrolet. And back for the lead comes Lawrence on Zachary DeLello.
Is he going to be able to clear him, though, coming off of 2? He might just get it. I think, no, that 60 is going to get a run on the top.
They stay door to door, side by side. Watch for 3rd on back. They're going to get a huge run down to turns 3 and 4. Like Lathan Strickland. How about Colin Lewis from Melling Ultra Motorsports? Up inside the top 5. Moving to 4th place and trying to push Strickland to 2nd. And Sarah Kirchner. She had mentioned after qualifying, I just cannot do anything well in qualifying this season. I'm so, mediocre. But in the races, Trish, she always finds a way to get a good finish. And here she is from the middle of the field to start. Up inside the top 10 and battling for a top 5 position.
I still think you can argue she's probably the best RCR car this season so far. I mean, the other guys have had, big hit for the 43.
Yeah, they're getting high off turn 2 and nailing that wall, where Richard Crown Jr. falling back now, losing a lot of positions. But as you mentioned, Sarah Kirchner, she's the highest in points of an RCR driver. The only thing she doesn't have over one of her teammates is a win. Atkins has that victory this season. Kirchner doesn't, but she has the consistency. She's up inside the top 5 in points and looking to try and gain some more points as Sarah, starting to maybe slip back a little bit. If Kirchner can try and stay up here, she could try and gain points on the points there. 3 wide for the lead comes Colin Lewis in the 91 car.
How is this going to end up being? Is we going to be 3 wide off the exit of 2? It looks like we're going to bring it down to 2 just barely, though.
Colin Lewis from Melling Ultra Motorsports, one of the smaller teams, going on the powerhouse of Hendrick Motorsports for the lead. DeLello coming back, pushing Kirchner into turns 3 and 4. Kirchner up to 3rd by Nolan Lawrence. DeLello looking lower, 3 wide for 2nd place. But Colin Lewis comes off turn number 4. He'll lead his first lap of the day on lap number 13. But Trey, I saw off turn number 2, it looked like already we're catching someone up the road.
I was really hoping it was a speck on my glasses or something that was out in front of these guys, but yeah, you're right, Joe. We're going to be catching lap car here pretty soon, and real question is, how is it going to shake up this race?
Yeah, who can get by? Who's going to get trapped behind us? Here comes Sarah Kirchner clear in 2nd place, going on Colin Lewis in the 91. Then you have DeLello up to 3rd. How about the run for Ryan Wilson through the field, up to 4th place, get by Nolan Lawrence, and coming up through the field as well, Mitchell Collins and Keyshawn Richardson from 42nd place, up inside the top 10, and with a flyer run to the inside behind Hunter Reed.
Is he going to do anything with it, though, going in the 1 and 2? It doesn't look like he had the chance to, as we have a pass for the lead coming as we get closer to this car. Is it the 20?
Yeah, it's Mathis Wells who had the biggest hit, and then another one up the road as well. So we're going to catch 2 in the span of about 3-4 laps. Who can get by? Mathis Wells going to be right into 3 and 4. He blocks the bottom, and Colin Lewis is going to say thank you very much and go right around the outside and keep the lead.
He might get a decent gap here with this happening.
Well, do you want a gap here, though?
If it's out of the draft and you can get a big enough one to where you're not that bad, sure, but I don't think he got that.
And look at this. This is a mess. Nolan Lawrence getting really held up. So is Hunter Reed, Lathan Strickland, and Conrad Evans.
Got to be careful. This might cause an issue.
Yeah, 4 wide getting around Mathis Wells. Will they give each other room? Hunter trying to back out. He gave Stout the room. The 6 moved up, luckily. And Evan Hunter backed out of that. Mathis Wells still holding up a train of cars. It's still the same ones. The 19, the 45, the 31, the 48 just cannot find a way around. And they are losing so many positions back through the field. Back and back and back they go, trying to find a way around this 20. Still, the 19 and the 45 can't. And now Nathan Barrett's come up there as well in the 22.
Yeah, this is heartbreaking for that 19 and 45 who were inside the top 10 comfortably before we ran into the 20 here, and It's just pushing them back farther.
Oh!
Oh no! Car in the wall!
Justin Zeidel and Fitzwater, I think there was maybe some contact, one of them into the wall. The 24 almost came up into his teammate, but Justin Zeidel nailed the wall heavy right side down to that DuPont Chevrolet.
What happened there? You would have did the 24 try to clear himself? I don't know.
It looked like maybe someone got the wall, came down into that 24, and turned him back up into the outside wall. That's what it looked like to me. It might have been the 2 because he was off the pace. Now we catch Martinelli.
Again.
This time the 91 gets held up, and this time Kirchner finds a way through to the lead.
Man, Jody, these guys love lap cars.
Oh!
Another car into the wall.
That was the second time he's hit the wall very hard off turn number 2 there, that 43 car.
Sooner or later, he's got to learn not to run high there because he's going to beat the right side of his car to where it's not going to drive it. Joe, that's pretty bad.
Well, I was going to say, soon he's going to hit the wall to where he's not going to have a right side, and then his car's going to be out of the race.
Yeah, he's got to, he might want to calm it down just a little bit there.
Well, Sarah Kirchner, she led that lap. She gets 5 bonus points towards the championship. The only problem, the championship points there, Brett Sierra right behind her in 4th place. Here comes Colin Lewis for the lead again, that number 91. Wilson, Sierra, and Keyshawn Richardson from 42nd place up inside the top 5. Luke Rennie did not start all that well. He's now in 6th. You have Tim Gary, DeLello, his teammate Stout, and then how about Jacob Miller moving through the field for CLR Racing? He's putting that 57 back into a good position again.
Wow, Bright got high right there. I don't think he meant to get that up high, but he made it work. But yeah, that 57's on a tear. This 36 is still making moves.
And Colin Lewis got back to the lead, but Kirchner gets right back to the inside, and it's another lead change at the front. Lewis just took it from Kirchner. Kirchner just takes it from Colin Lewis. Here comes Sierra, and here comes Richardson, Ryan Wilson, and this battling is bringing Luke Rainey, Tim Gary, Zachary DeLello, and Jordan Stout to it. Brett Sierra, top to maybe bottom, going 3 wide into turns 3 and 4.
Shut off.
Wow.
That could have been bad.
Could have been very bad. Kirchner, I think in the last second realized the 25 had the nose to the inside. She gave him just enough of a lane. And Brett Sierra moving through to 2nd place, the points leader in the Winston Cup Series, going for an even bigger points lead here today. Moving low for a second, trying to get to Colin Lewis. But maybe the guy who started 42nd not going to let him get too far away. Keyshawn Richardson trying to move up in points. And the only way to do that is to finish higher than the guys around him, like the 25-33. So Richardson trying to get up here. The run stalled out, though. He drops back. And these two are still door-to-door into turns 3 and 4.
Is that Jericho I see peeking in the distance?
It is. And look how high Tim Gary went. He missed 3 and 4 badly.
Oh, luckily, it's for the most part, you don't lose that much. I mean, you lose positions, but it could be a lot worse.
And it's a wide enough racetrack to where if you make that mistake, you don't have to worry.
You just pretty much hold it wide open and you're fine.
Caution.
Oh, caution.
Is on the speed. Oh, Jerry Chen.
That's heavy damage.
And that's a shame, too, because this is only his 3rd race of the season. And think about, you know, last time out, at Martinsville, he had to pit early for an issue on that 59 car. Fell lap down, never could recover from that. And now here today, that is heavy damage. And if they can't get that car repaired, every car still on the racetrack, if he has to go to the garage, he's going to finish 42nd here today.
You got to wonder if, you know, maybe it was a lap car situation that caused that right there, because I think they were still managing, what was the 67, probably that far back. But at the moment, Joe, we got strategy pit stops coming in.
Yep, and this is going to be the pit stop for everyone in the fields. It comes under the caution, but it's past the midway point. They can make it from here on a tank of 76 racing fuel, and Colin Lewis is going to bring every single driver down the pit lane, and we'll have to see who wins the race off pit road. Colin Lewis had one of the best cars here today. Can the pit crew, Trey, hold station on pit road?
Oh, contact between the 57 and Bright.
And luckily, it was just slight contact, though. They should be fine.
I was just about to ask, how bad do you think this pit road's going to get here?
Yeah, it's congested. It's only 2 tires. Oh,
he
came out to Stapleton, who luckily gave him... Oh!
Oh, the 24s are around again.
And Hunter Reed got damaged in the 45.
No. This is a very tight pit road, and Joe, we've seen this so many times happen here.
Look, there's still
just close contact again.
Cars are everywhere. Colin Lewis got out ahead of the madness, but there was contact basically everywhere on pit road right there.
This pit road stresses me out, Joe.
I think every pit road stresses everyone out. Let's be honest.
What's the big list that we had of getting contact on there? There was the 24, the 8, the 45, the 57. Am I missing anyone?
The 91.
The 40 had big damage. I don't know if that came from the first incident, the second one, or pit road.
There were a lot. And Hunter Reed had a lot of damage. I don't know if he had that coming in or if he hit the 24 with it, but obviously Zeidel's a lot of damage. They're going to try and repair that. Jude Martinelli still on pit road. Jerry Chen involved in the caution on pit road. We'll go check out what happened with him. The second accident of the day here at the Texas World Speedway. Well, this is going to be a day Justin Zeidel is going to want to forget here in this number 24 car. As Jude Martinelli in front is going to hit the wall. Remember, he's a lap car. He gets into Matt Tuck, walls himself again, then comes down into the 11 of Joshua Harrison, and in trying to avoid it, they got 4 wide. Burnett squeezed Reed and Zeidel into the wall, and then these two go around, and cars just pile in.
22 has nowhere to go.
And Nathan Baird, look at Henry Guo, miss Angel Gutierrez,
Ooh.
Chen, Benny Lynn, Jason Albert nail the 24.
24.
Nathan Baird missed it in that 22 around the outside.
I thought he got damaged. That was really impressive by him. But did you see the way that 24 was bouncing around, like in the air?
It was
like a pogo stick. Yeah.
And I mean, if it wasn't already bad enough with that contact he had onto the wall with Nathan Stapleton, then he gets wrecked here, and 2 other Chip Ganassi racing cars are involved, and then he gets involved on pit road too.
It's a bad day for this 24, ain't it?
Yeah, they're going to want to leave Texas World as soon as possible, as quick as possible after their race is over. We're going to take a look at this wreck one more time in full speed. And one more angle of Justin Zeidel and the rest getting involved in this one.
That 67 was a ping pong right there.
Yeah, and that's not what you want out of a lap car, is it?
Ooh, not at all. But yeah, again, very impressive by that 22 to get that car woed up and not to get hit from behind and not get any... I don't even think he hit the wall.
No, Nathan Baird got around it without a scratch.
Whoa!
I don't know what Matheus was doing there. He's racing no one and really had no reason to do that. I know he's a champion, but sometimes he makes some dumb moves, and that was a dumb move.
That was way too close. I don't know if NASCAR's going to like that very much, but
no.
Wow, that could have been bad.
I mean, he's running last, and he did that.
I think that's the problem. That was, wow. Alrighty then.
Well, this man so far has not had a problem today. Colin Lewis continues to lead after pit stops in the Pennzoil 400. Will he be the 3rd straight first-time winner here at the Texas World Speedway? Back here on JRTV, ready for the second restart of the day here at the Texas World Speedway. Before we get to it, let's get to our Gatorade audience analysis. Last week at Martinsville, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago at Martinsville, we asked what is the best track type for the Winston Cup Series, and over 50% of those votes, Trey, went to intermediates at 54%.
I agree with that.
They've been good.
Those when aren't they good?
Yeah, well, today's been a good one, right? Here at Texas World, that's basically it's like an intermediate super speedway hybrid here.
It's definitely kept me awake with the amount of random cars hitting the wall or accidents happening.
Yeah, it's been a good one, but this week we're asking about where Texas World place on the schedule could be in the future. It's been up in the air. It might not be on the schedule next season, or if it is, it might get moved around. The question is, where should Texas World be on the schedule if it stays? Should it be in the first quarter of the season, the first 8 races? Should it be in the second quarter, the third quarter, or the final quarter?
First quarter.
Yeah, right where it is right now?
Yeah, right where it is. Because why change it, right? It's a great race. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I don't know. There might just be some people who want it later in the season for the drama. Because it provides a lot of drama.
You got to keep drama throughout the season, though.
That's true, but you never know. Sometimes late in the season could mean a lot for the championship.
That's you know what? That's fair. We'll see what they say.
Yeah, we'll see what the audience says as the green flag is back up for Colin Lewis. Quick note that Jerry Chen has taken the 59 car to the garage. He is done for the day. Another 42nd place finish with that 59 car. We're back green. Matheus Wells restarted middle of the field back there, slowed some guys up. Sarah Kirchner not slowed up, gunning for the lead off turn 2. She restarted 3rd place, moving low now.
Do you think these drivers are calmed down now?
No, they are not, Trey, because there's just 15 laps to go. We're right to the thick of when the intensity is going to start ramping up. And they have 4 fresh tires on their cars.
I just said I should be nervous.
Yeah, it's going to get even wilder from here on out because there are some drivers like Ryan Wilson wants to win a race. Tim Gary wants to get back to victory lane. How about Eli Brent, the 8? Here comes Keyshawn Richardson. Started back in 42nd place, moving low for the lead into turn 1 on lap number 27.
And, now you got to think of we have even more damaged cars on this track, especially that 24, which was just bouncing around. not that long ago, who is still out on the track. So we have even more lap cars.
We're
that
wrecking
can come into play
again.
here. Again?
Down to the inside. Someone just spun off. No yellow flag because they're off in the grass. We stand under the green flag, but who is it? No one knows quite yet. They're all the way down low. No one can see.
What are we doing? Oh,
Mitchell
no.
Collins in the number
I don't
12.
see any damage.
Well, it looked like someone just spun him. He didn't hit the wall. He just spun straight off. An unfortunate break for Mitchell Collins as we're 4 wide entering 1. Eli Bright, Conrad Evans, Colin Lewis, and I think that's Laura Chung in the bottom of the number 9 car. Getting very racy.
Eli's really wide.
This is not good. If he'd come off 2, he kept it on the wall. What a great job.
That's experience right there.
It is. He won here last season for a reason.
Well, so much for getting calmed down. Maybe that spin will be like, hey, we still got some laps left. We're good.
Well, Mitchell Collins is not going to be happy that no yellow flag was pulled from, the tower, because now he's off the pace. He went all the way down to the grass and he rejoined to the back of the field and doesn't have really a chance now to make those spots up unless someone else wrecks and gets a yellow flag.
Not a lot of things have gone Penske's way this season so far. Not a lot of things at all.
No, and Evan Hunter!
6 in the wall.
And he slowed up Anthony Hernandez, and the 1 car is going to drop back here. A tough break for Hernandez, who had just started to move his way back through the field after the early pit stop with the damage getting into the outside wall. But now Evan Hunter slows him up, and the 36 and the 1 are going backwards. Back up to the front. We're 3 wide, multiple rows deep, but no one's running down Keyshawn Richardson, who gets out front. They keep out for second place. He's pulled a nice gap. The question is, if they get single file and clear, can they start to run him down?
Rule number 1, don't let those Roush guys out in front, because they just seem to pull away.
And watch out for this man, right? Zach DeLello in that number 16 car. We talk about Richardson started out back. Eli Bright.
Eli. Well, I take back what I said.
Man, I don't know what these guys are doing off turn 2 here.
Everyone has their moments. Did the 9 just get shoved up there a little bit?
It may have been by Conrad Evans. Yes, it looked like Laura Chung had to check up there, and she lost some spots, but luckily kept her race car going straight. Brett Sear going 3 wide, but no drafting help. Puts him to the back, but Zachary DeLello, his teammate Richardson, started back in 42nd. Well, this is a Roush car that started on pole, so we know it has the speed, and it's pushing that 48 Strickland right up to his teammate. But now here comes DeLello to the inside for second place, and Kirchner might go with him. We'll have to see where that 33 goes. We're coming around to 9 laps to go in the Pennzoil 400.
If these guys want any sort of chance to catch that 99, they've got to get single file and give themselves time to catch up to him, because one person gets anywhere on the inside of him, it's going to slow them up. I mean, it's just how this racing works.
Well, here it is. DeLello is clear in second place. Can he run that 99 down? And Trey, what talks did you have with Henry Guo here before the race started? Because this run, he's been flying through the field, missed those crashes, and I think now he says it's time to go. He's up inside the top 10 to 10th place for that 0 car.
Well, we got who was that? Was that Gary in the wall?
Yeah.
But remember a couple races ago when I was in the booth before my injury, you mentioned that game. What was it again?
NASCAR Racing 2003 season.
Yeah. I decided to buy it and put it in the shop, and that man, it's sometimes hard to get him off of it.
Oh, okay. So he's been practicing, is what you're saying.
Oh, he's been practicing a lot.
Well, it's more than just a video game at points. Sometimes it can help with these drivers, and maybe it's helping Henry Guo here today. He's up inside the top 10 to 7th place for that newly formed Barno Haas Racing. They're 3 wide for second place. They just started running down Keyshawn Richardson. Now they're 3 wide. Sear on the bottom. Kirchner in the middle. Evans pushing Sear on the bottom. DeLello's up top. This 3 wide, it's helping Richardson get away, but it's also helping those cars in 6th and 7th. Laura Chung and Henry Guo try and catch up.
Yeah, I mean, these guys going 3 wide for second, it's hurting them more than they. I mean, like, I understand you have a run, you might as well use it, but at the same time, like, if you have a run, maybe try to help the guy in front of you to catch that leader, and then you help yourself in the long run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And you can see Laura Chung back there going 3 wide. She's obviously being aggressive. She's trying to get her first victory. But as we come up to 6 to go at the line, Mathis Wells is not that far ahead. He's going to play one final hand in the end of this race. Will he hold Keyshawn Richardson up? Will he hold someone else up? And who gets through to try and get to the victory? Searer going for his 3rd win of the season, moves through to 2nd place. Behind them, Zachary DeLello coming through to 3rd, with Kirchner up top in 4th. Then Conrad Evans, her teammate, is in 5th. The battle's on for 6th place. Laura Chung has it. Henry Guo wants it. Here comes Luke Green in the 88, Lathan Strickland in the 48, and how about Nathan Baird? Just missed that crash by inches. He's up inside the top 10 and for the lead. Brett Sear is there on Richardson.
There we go. Finally, now these guys are going to be side by side down this backstretch. No one's really going to get an advantage here. It should bring that 16 and everyone else in. But Joe, in front of these leaders, here comes that Wells again.
Yeah, Mathis Wells going to play one final role in the end of this race. Brett Serra, though, trying to clear the 99. By the time they get to the 20, he does do it
the exit.
right around the outside, and everyone's going to try and slice their way down to the top or the bottom. You definitely don't want to be in the middle lane, though.
Oh, get out of the middle.
Yeah, Flo got up, Luke ran to the bottom. Wells just holding a lane. A lot better than the last time he was doing it.
Yeah, that was, could you imagine if that would have compromised Brett Serra's exit right there?
Yeah, it could have been really bad, but luckily Serra just swept around the outside. But Richardson right back to the lead by Brett Serra, coming back to 4 laps to go. Richardson, Serra, then the battle for 3rd place between Evans and DeLello. Then Kirchner in 5th. The battle is on for 6th. Luke Rennie and Laura Chung. Guo starting to fade back, but still in 9th place as Lathan Strickland moves by. Here comes Kirchner and DeLello. That's for 4th place. At the front with 4 to go, it's Richardson versus Serra down to turn 1. Once again, they're trading the lead back and forth.
Here comes, well, I don't want to say fan favorite, maybe fan most hated? And that 31. Oh no, who was that?
That was Guo in the 0 who nailed the outside wall. He'll drop back by Nathan Baird, who moves up to 9th place. Just missed that last crash. He's back up now inside the top 10. Brett Serra to the lead, looking for his 3rd victory of the season. Coming back around to 3 laps to go. Here comes Conrad Evans. He has not led yet today, but maybe he's going to do it right at the end, up to 2nd place with 3 laps to go. We have a lap car up the road. I don't know if we're going to catch them in time. 3 wide for Luke Rainey to the bottom. He didn't start all that well. He's racing pretty well in the 88, moving low, trying to get up into a shot to win with just 2 to go at the line.
Oh, you know the best lap to lead, right, Joe?
Just that last one.
But I don't know. This 31 looks fast. He's going to make a move going into 3 and 4 here. How's it going to work? Sierra's a tough car to pass. Sierra doesn't really get on his door.
No, he didn't. He just kind of let him go. Is it maybe he wants to fall back in line, set himself up for the end, but Evans isn't giving Sierra the draft is the problem. He's giving it to Keyshawn Richardson with now 2 laps to go. 31.99. Here comes Kirchner with a big run. Here comes Richardson with a run to the inside for the lead.
This isn't over yet, Joe. We got 2 RCR, 1 Roush, 1 Hendrick, and don't count out that 88 either.
Yeah, Robert Yates racing with the 88. Still levels in the wall.
Hit.
He's going to drop back. It's 4 or 5 cars for the win. Evans leads Richardson, who has Kirchner right behind him, tucked up in the back bumper. Brett Serra, the points are trying to come back. The front 2 stay side by side, come back to the white flag. Richardson's going to clear Evans, but might give him the run if Evans goes and gets the draft. And he has his teammate behind him, Sarah Kirchner.
Well, Joe, the RCR don't really work together well.
See? Well, but Evans stayed high. He never tried to make a move to the bottom. Kirchner said, I don't know what you're doing. I'm going to take it myself. Can she go for Richardson?
I don't know if she's going to get the run, though, that she needs.
This is the final lap. Evans on the outside is going to push Richardson back by, but Kirchner has a push from Brett Serra. Racing down the back into turns 3 and 4. Who gets to the bottom lane? Richardson's going to try. He gets down. He's going to clear Sarah Kirchner and Evans, the teammates, as they battle off turn number 4. He started this race in 42nd after failing inspection, but it's going to end in victory lane. Richardson wins the Pennzoil 400.
I'm never doubting a Roush again. Never doubting a Roush again.
Oh, man.
When was the last time that's happened?
Well, it's happened more than you would expect, if you can believe it. I can remember Mathis Wells doing it a few seasons ago, and with how many cars do fail inspection after qualifying, it's happened a lot.
What a drive.
Yeah, that was... And he had to battle a lot of tough customers there at the end. Not only, the points there, Brett Serra, but Kirchner's been so strong so far this season. We know how aggressive Evans can be, and he held them all off and made it work right at the end.
Very impressive. Don't count out. I mean, nothing against the RCR teammates of the 33, the 31, or even Sierra. I mean, they gave it their all. But yes, again, if one of those Roushes show, they get up front, that they tend to stay up there.
Yeah, right? Keyshawn Richardson, once again up front, he never really fell behind 3rd place or so there at the end. That just shows how strong that car was, and moving up from 42nd place, and he could be a championship favorite here. He's quietly moved his way up in points and moving up even further as he wins here today at the Texas World Speedway. And I mean, Trey, we had a lot of storylines up there at the end, but it was a Roush car on top. Keyshawn Richardson with the race victory here today in the Pennzoil 400. 2nd place, another solid effort, but just so close to victory for Sarah Kirchner in the 33. Her teammate Conrad Evans finishes right beside her in 3rd place. Then the points leader Brett Sear continues his reign of dominance in 4th place. And a top 5 for Luke Rindge, not starting all that well in the 88, carried the banner for Robert Yates Racing after Riley Spiritu got caught up in the early accident here in the Pennzoil 400. Laura Chung with her best run of the season in 6th place. They have Lathan Strickland. He came from the back as well, around 39th place. He gets 7th. They have Nathan Baird, who missed that second crash of the day, just barely, and then drove his way up to 8th. Justin Atkins ends up in 9th. So that was 3 Richard Childress cars inside the top 10. They had some pretty good speed. And then Zachary DeLello started on pole, nailed the wall at the end, ends up falling to 10th place. Henry Guo, the best result for Barnhouse Racing in their young time in the Winston Cup Series. 11th place for Guo. Jordan Stout tried to get there at the end. Very solid 12th place. Ryan Wilson in 13th. Matt Tuck with a good day in 14th. And Tim Gary in 15th. How about Nolan Lawrence, Eli Bright, Angel Gutierrez with the top 20. Best run for that AJ Foyt driver. Matthew Burnett and Roberto Crown Jr. end up inside the top 20. Bippy Rose, never talked about him. Finishes mid-pack. There's Anthony Hernandez and Zach Fitzwater Sr. Both started well. Didn't really race that well in the 1 and the 2. Oskin didn't really have a good car in both practice and qualifying. It's a lot better than anything he showed early on in this week. We saw Jay Randall get caught up in that first accident. Evan Hunter as well. They got some damage from that, but they moved up, finished mid-20s. Colin Lewis fell to 27th after dominating the first part of this race. Kukulon had damage on the 29. Miller got some damage. Keegan Thompson had damage. Riley Spurley, all these guys down here had damage, and Mr. Collins spinning off in the number 12 just after that restart. No caution came out. He finished 39th, last car in the lead lap, and Martinelli and Matheus Wells both finished laps down, and Jerry Chen out in the 59, the only car to the garage. Once again, continuing a rough start to his young season. We take a look at the points, leaving race number 8. We're a quarter of the way through, Trey, and maybe Brett Sear is the championship favorite, holding on to that points lead.
Yeah, he's definitely making his case known. And again, we talked about them, that they're a strong team, so we'll have to see how long it hands out, or if someone can come and topple the king.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Brett Sear, I mentioned this in 2000, he got injured, and then came back in 2001, competed for the championship. Last season, what did he do? He got injured. What's he doing this season? Coming out, firing out of the gates, going for that championship. We'll see if this time it ends maybe just a little bit different than it did in the 2001 season. But Trey, I know we just got back here on JRTV, but we're taking another week off because, well, next week's Easter. I don't think we want to have a race on Easter.
I like my candy.
Yeah, we like our candy and eggs, whatever you want, and we'll see how the drivers go and spend the holiday with their families. But in 2 weeks' time, they'll be right back at the racetrack and go racing at another crazy one, the Dover International Speedway for the MBNA America 400. Trey, that Dover track it could be a crazy one at times. It could eat some cars up. We'll have to see if who survives that race and starts out the second quarter of the season on the right foot.
Yeah, 100%, and I'll be. I think we all need a week break after this,
Yeah.
and get ourselves prepped up for that upcoming race.
With how many cars hit that turn 2 wall, there's gonna be a lot of drivers that are gonna need that week off to probably get less sore after how hard some of them hit that outside wall in turn number 2. But the man who kept his car clean all day long from the back of the grid to the front, Keyshawn Richardson, wins the Pennzoil 400 after starting in 42nd here at the Texas World Speedway. Congratulations to he and the Roush Racing number 99 team. For Trey Bardo, I'm Joe Rakowski. So long from race number 8 here at the Texas World Speedway, and see everyone in 2 weeks' time right here on JRTV at Dover.